Okay, guys, I'll give you this for my diary entry. I did sleep in the afternoon. I took a nap because, as you can see, how I spend my time, unless you have a short-term memory. Um, okay, so I was. It's midnight here in Toronto, Canada, and I'll tell you where I'm living now. Right, it it my window is onto a park setting, a forest setting. And I know for some of you, if you're living in other parts, different parts of the world, maybe um, the night air that's coming through your window is maybe it might be like dusty, you know. It might even be like chalky, right? But to be honest, you not to be you know immodest, but the park setting reminds me is similar to um, sort of like one of the first places I lived in Canada, in London, right? London, the forest city, and in the back of that place was also sort of like a wooded foresty setting, and so the aroma at night is very similar, and what it activated was memory of like back then it was like early 80s, right? This would be early 80s. I was still I was me and my best friend got into like comic books back then already. So my whole world, my whole reality back then. Now, was standing um, not even realizing this moment, like this reality right now was like just totally about comic books, right? School and like this fresh air, right? This type of air at night, right? Um, and it's the same kind of aroma that's activating that memory. But look at me now, like this time in my life, right? Because back then I was aware enough, especially having gone through the Vietnam War, being a refugee, you know. So like tagging along, um, like these decisions, as a kid, you have to realize um, are made by adults in your life. So I'm tagging along um, as a result of the decisions of all the adults in my life. And and so one of the questions kids always have is, can you just stay and go with the flow? Can you just stay and tell them what they want to hear, and just go with the flow and not take any such risks, right? that was I had to tell you that is the philosophy of some kids that I had, and I say some kids because I don't think I'm a unicorn, right? That is the philosophy of some kids, like why would you care? Just work, make your money, right? Save it, get rich. Who cares about these people, right? Who cares about the world? Philosophy of some kids, or maybe all kids at a certain age. Right? And yet here I am, making these decisions, seemingly like why don't you just go with the flow, man? It's not like anybody's watching you. You probably only got like maybe 5 years if you're lucky, right? 5 years you're lucky. Nobody really cares about you. Why don't you just go with the fucking flow? Are you insane? I'm not insane. I'm not insane. All right. I've been doing this point. I'm not insane. Okay. You picked it up as some like Craigslist social media manager ding dong bullshit thing. All right. I know, but at this point in my life, I can't imagine. I guess it runs in the family, but you know, it's like what's different? It seems like the world hasn't really changed. Is what I'm saying. The aroma is still the same, right? Like, of course, the environment's changed very much, but the aroma is still the same. And I could still be like just a guy reading comic books, going to work, like just who gives a fuck, right? Just save your own money, stuff like that. I don't go through all this drama, keep a diary, try to create my own fucking little channel that nobody watches, right? But I think I shared something about you know if you're sitting there on the couch and 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 like the sense of anxiety comes up, right? What really the ground is the action you take. A lot of people think that if they just go with the flow, they'll feel better. And in fact, the strange thing about psychology is if you go against sort of like, I don't know where it comes from, maybe it just comes from like all the stuff that you say you want to be, all the stuff in high school and university before life was about money. You know, life was about money. I'm not gonna say before life had a meaning. That's stupid talk. Before you had to put your money where your mouth is, right? You say, hey, if I got shot, I'm gonna do it. If somebody pissed me off, I'm gonna burn that bridge. I'm never gonna look back. But before that, life had no money. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't want to know. All right. My truth is, when life has money, for some reason you just feel better sticking to your gun. All right. So that's all like just my diary. Late night, midnight, Toronto. The aroma is the same when I was living in London, Ontario, right? In the early 80s, reading comic books. I mean, my best friend got into it. And the philosophy at the time was, why don't adults just go with the flow? Who gives a fuck? And now here we are. Everybody's like, who wants you? Anybody who's at that instantly insane. 5 years, nobody's watching. You must be a mad lunatic fringe. CV, family foes, who wants you? Anybody who says that is automatically insane.